Hello everybody and welcome back to Louisiana Homestead. Today I'm going to be working on some peppers I have out of the garden, and I have a bunch of them. These are all jalapeno peppers, and I want to make some cowboy candy today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tops off of all of these, and then I'm going to try to put them through my little food processor. So I'm going to put some gloves on so I don't get burned up and get the tops off of these. Okay, ready Freddy, I got my gloves on. Let's get these tops off. I got these washed up. All I have to do is remove the tops, and then I'm going to try to slice them in my food processor. So what I'm going to do is, okay, we've got these all topped and ready to go into the food processor. This is the food processor I'm going to be using today. I got this at a secondhand store actually, and I got it for like $7 or $8, and it's a very good food processor. It's actually pretty quiet for a food processor. Quite surprised at how quiet it is, but it works really good, and you can drop stuff in from the top to slice it. There, the blade, let me show you that. That's kind of neat actually. Let's try it like this. Okay. See, you can do your blades at the bottom, or you can do them at the top like this. It comes with this little attachment. Okay, you just pull it like that and it comes out. Well, when I bought this thing at the secondhand store, this part wasn't with it. So I had to get it separate. And where do you think I found this part at? On eBay. Of course, I love eBay. They have everything. You have an old food processor or something like that, and you don't have the port to it. If you're missing a port to a food processor or just about anything really, eBay usually will have it, whatever you're looking for. Okay, so let's give this thing a whirl and see how it does with these peppers. I'm hoping it'll do good. Might be a little loud for TV, but let's go on ahead and give it a try. Chops them good. Okay, that's it. It sliced them. That was super fast slicing. Look at that, sliced all those peppers for me. All right, well, I'm ready to go to the next step with my cowboy candy, so let's get going. Okay, I'm gonna be making a really big batch of the liquid for my cowboy candy because I want to have some extra for when I get my other peppers in a few days. I only have maybe a pound of peppers here. I'm going to be making enough liquid for 6 pounds of peppers. So we're going to be starting out with a lot of sugar, which is 12 cups of sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 4 cups of this apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to go on ahead and put that in now. Now we're going to add in 6 teaspoons of garlic powder. And we're also going to add in a teaspoon of turmeric. We're going to add even a little bit more to it. There we go. And we're also going to add in a teaspoon of celery seed. A nice heaping teaspoon. And we're going to just mix this all together. And we're going to bring it up to heat. We're going to bring it up to a boil. I'm also going to go ahead and add just a little bit of salt to this. I always find that a little salt, even in something sweet, brings out the flavor even better. So I'm just going to add a little. Okay, that's probably about a half of a teaspoon. It's not very much. And I've got it starting to melt. The sugar's starting to melt. And it shouldn't be too long before it begins to boil. So I'm just waiting on it to boil right now, and I'm stirring it constantly because I don't want it to stick. Don't want any sticking or boiling over issues. You definitely want to stay with this. The last thing you want is for this sticky mess to boil over on your stove. So stay with it. Don't turn your back on it. You see how this stuff starts bubbling up even after you turn it off? That's why you don't want to walk away with this. When it starts bubbling up like this, it's time to add your peppers in. Quick. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back on. I'll start it on medium. And I'm going to get it back boiling again, and I'm going to let it boil for 4 minutes. I've got a slotted spoon here, and I've got my jars ready. They're clean. I have the little funnel ready. I have the lids ready. Everything ready to go. I have my canner, which I'm about to get ready. And again, you don't want to leave this. You want to be watching this very closely. I'm going to add my water in here for my canner. I'm going to be using a cloth down in the bottom of that canner just so those jars aren't sitting on the bottom of it. Don't want any cracks. Okay, this is starting to heat up again. I'm going to have a lot left over. So what I'm going to do is, after these begin to boil for 4 minutes, I'm going to take them out and put them into these jars over here. And then this syrup is going to continue to cook without the peppers in it. We want to get the peppers out after 4 minutes because we don't want them to just go limp. We want them to have a little bit of crispness to them. Okay, so I just went out in the garden and I got some more peppers. I got some different kinds because, like I said, I was out of the jalapenos. So I got some of these Iberia cayennes. That's what these long ones are. And then these other ones, even though they look like jalapenos, they're not. They're just different varieties. And I'm going to get the tops off of all of these and put them through the food processor. Okay, we're to our next step. I've got all my little jars filled up with peppers. And I'm bringing this back up to a boil, and it's supposed to boil hard for 6 minutes. Okay, we're at 6 minutes. After boiling at this rate here, we're ready to put our liquid into our jars. Okay, put just a little bit more. So I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch of headspace. So that's about perfect there. So let's make sure we get the bubbles out of them. You can use a butter knife, will work just as good as this. I just happen to have this. It came with a canning set that I bought. Make sure you always follow a recipe. Video that I'm doing is not really about teaching you how to can. I'm basically just showing you what I'm doing with mine today. So make sure you read and find out how to do this before you try it. Okay, this is my only jar of the Iberian cayennes. Iberia cayennes. That's going to give me 5 jars of this stuff with 3 different kinds of peppers in them. So that's probably going to be plenty for what I will actually use during a year's time. So I probably won't have to make another batch of this year. And since these are all going in the same canner, I already did right on this. I know some of it's probably going to come off in that heat. But enough of it should stay on it to where I'll know which one is which, and I can relabel them once they come out and cool down. Okay, these are some of the jalapeno ones. So I have those labeled accordingly. It fit. Okay, they all fit. There's plenty of water over them. So now I can just turn up the heat and let them process for 15 minutes. And I still have all this good juice left. So I'm probably going to do me some eggs with what's left there. All right, they're ready to take out of the canner. Let's get them out. I got some eggs going. That's what I'm gonna use the rest of that syrup on, is these eggs. So I got these boiling. When my eggs are done, I'll get them out, peel them, put them into some jars, and pour that hot syrup over them. I got a dozen eggs in each of these jars peeled. So a dozen eggs will fit in one of these jars, just in case you didn't know. Now I'm going to go on in with some of this syrup that I have left over, because I still have a lot of the syrup left over. These 2 jars. Okay, so that gives me 2 jars of pickled eggs. The last thing I'm going to do with that brine today, or that Cowboy Candy Syrup, is some cucumbers. So I'm going to make some pickles with them. So I'm going to go through these, prepare them to put them in my jars. And you can see I have some here that are kind of yellow. They're still going to be fine for what I want to do with them. Some of mine turned out like this year. I can't help that. They're still good. So I'm going to use those too. I just didn't have a real big turnout on my cucumbers this year. And I got some oddballs, so I'm going to go on ahead and use what I have. And I think they'll be fine. I'm just going to make sure that none of them is bitter. I'm going to make sure I get both ends off, because they say you want to get the blossom end off for sure when you're making pickles. Something about the enzymes in the blossom can mess up your pickling. So make sure I'm going to get that off of there. These are washed, they're clean, they're ready to go. And I think I'm going to leave the peelings on them. There is one thing I'm going to do, and I'll show you, besides cutting the ends off of them, I'm going to do some spears like this, and I'm going to do them kind of thin like that, but I'm also going to go back through them and take this seed section out of them, because that has a tendency to get soft when you make pickles. So I'm going to go through this bowl and cut all of them like this and get them into some jars. Okay, I got my 5 jars filled up with cucumbers, and my syrup is hot again, so I'm about to ladle those into these jars. Okay, they'll sit in there for a little bit, and when they come out, I'll put them on a towel here to dry. They've been in there for a good little while, about 10 minutes. Normally you would leave them in 15, but these, to me, pickles, I always have trouble with them getting soggy, and I can't stand that. And I've seen some people, and I've heard of some people using what they call an inversion method, where they turn the jar over on itself to let it seal. So that is what I'm going to do with these. I think they've gotten hot enough. I don't want them to get so hot that they start getting soft on me. I just want to make sure that those lids are on good and tight before I turn them over, because I sure don't want this sticky stuff all over my cabinets. Okay, I'm experimenting, but I know a lot of people do this, so I'm not too worried about it. There's a lot of sugar and a lot of vinegar inside these jars. So, and they were very hot. The liquid was very hot. I put them in the canner for 10 minutes. So I think they ought to be good. Just go turn them over. And that's it. So I'm done for the day. I just have them turned over. They'll seal like that. Thank y'all for watching. This took like the whole day. I did take some breaks, but it took a good while. This is what we got out of all of it. Was our egg, 2 jars of eggs, 2 quarts, which there's a dozen eggs in each one. And then I got the peppers, the Cowboy Candy, but I did them different kinds of peppers. These are Iberia cayenne peppers. These 2 are the jalapeno peppers. And then these 2 are some new ones that I tried. I don't have the name written on them. I'll have to look at the tags that are by the plants and come back and write that on those. And then these are going to be my sweet pickles. And it's all made from the Cowboy Candy Syrup. And I made enough for 2 batches. Alright, I'm tired, y'all. I've had enough of this canning for today. I'm ready to get out of this kitchen. I enjoyed my time with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's time with me. Until next time, y'all stay busy. Bye now.